Man, what's up, everybody? This is Life.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Swallow.
And this is Adrian.
And this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast.
Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing.
And we're live. What's going on, guys? Thank you for tapping back in with us. The Open Mind Group, we're live. Just do the damn thing. This is episode 42. Shooting it from the dungeon today, guys. Thank you for tapping in. We apologize if the quality isn't so great, but we're making it work for you guys. So today's episode, we're going to talk about struggle and happiness. We want to know, what do you guys think is, do you have to struggle in order to be happy? Is the struggle necessary in a sense? Is the struggle necessary in order to reach happiness? Who wants to answer that one first?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So for me, I have a standpoint of, I have two different ways to think about this. In a perfect world, I don't think we would have to struggle because we wouldn't know what struggle is. We would just be happy. So I don't think you need to have the struggle in order to be happy. But then you can also look at it the other way is, since we do go through struggle, how do we know what happiness actually is without going through struggle? So you can kind of look at it either way. Mm-hmm. But that's coming from how we live now and how we are now, where everybody is going through struggle. Everybody does have faults, and because nobody's perfect, everybody has trials and tribulations that they go through. Mm-hmm. They always get tested and all that kind of stuff. And once they hit a certain point in their life where they're always working on themselves, they start to become more happy as they go through the struggle because they know how to fix the things that they're going through. But if we were in a perfect world, if we were perfect, we would never have to go through all those things to be happy.
It would just be.
So that's kind of how I kind of look at it.
So then to what you were saying, you could even almost say though, right? So you're saying we have to go through struggle or whatever. Excuse me. You can almost say that a struggle is subjective. You know what I mean? That a struggle is going to depend on the person and how much pain and agony or whatever they attach to that event or that experience. Yeah. So in a sense, a person is creating their own struggle with their mentality and the way that they look at life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's 150% agree.
That's exactly how I'm looking at that. So yeah. That makes sense.
Adrian, what was your perspective on it?
I overall have to say, what did I say? No, because struggle does not equal happiness necessarily. Mm-hmm. I feel like struggle equals appreciation. Mm-hmm. So because you go through things, you learn to say, I remember when I struggled and didn't have food, and now I do. So I appreciate food more than I would have, or when I didn't have money and now I do. So I appreciate money more than I would have. But I feel like you can be happy with nothing. Like you say, it's subjective. So, and there's people, we talked about this before on a previous podcast, people who live in like tiny homes or don't have a home at all because that's their choice. They showed, like I was showing the kids recently about mountain men. I don't know if you guys know about mountain men, but they're men who live off land. That's all they do. They don't have a house. They choose to do that. They choose to hunt.
Where do they sleep?
In tents, caves, wherever. Yeah, but they love it. Yeah. The guy's like, this, I wouldn't live any other way. Like, they make everything from scratch. Their bullets for their guns. They melt down like metals to do that, and they cook their food right there. They skin animal, everything's off the land. And one guy was like, I used to be some kind of fancy job, and he started doing that and he never looked back.
I was an accountant.
Yeah. And he said he never looked back. I mean, So to us, like you just said, because struggle is subjective, we might see that from the outside perspective without hearing their opinion and say, dang, they struggling.
Yeah, that's tough. Yep.
A lot of them are, that's their choice they're making to do that because that's what makes them happy.
And some people might just think it's easy to live that way because that's how we used to live. You know, we used to have to catch our own fish.
I said that to the kids. I said, if a zombie apocalypse or something like that happened, them the people you want to go find.
Man, they're going to survive. They're going to be all right.
Where's all the mountain men?
You're like,
in the mountains.
No electricity. Oh my God. You know,
shit, by the time you make it out to the mountains, you're done.
Is it? Yeah. I already said I'm probably gonna get 8 and just go ahead and Joe just get the gun ready. You know what I'm saying? I think struggle equals appreciation, but I don't feel like.
So then to that, I just wanted to add that appreciation or gratitude is the key to happiness.
Yeah.
No, that's how I see life. I realized that I was started to feel true happiness once I started practicing gratitude more. Once I started thanking God when I woke up in the morning for a good night's rest.
And what you have. Because again,
for
like
the
you
little
said,
things.
Yeah, because like you said, struggle is subjective. So someone who's
things matter.
Been silver spoon fed their whole life might look at our lives and say, I'm struggling. You know what I mean? But we might say we're content. I mean, I don't know. I'm not speaking for you guys, but I'm content. I'm not doing great, like whatever we want to encompass great to be.
What does that mean to you? What is great?
I guess for me, it would be financially free. Not stable, because there's a difference, right? Right now, I think we're financially stable. But the truth of the matter is, what if we lose our job?
Like having like an infinite amount of money?
Not necessarily.
No, not necessarily. It's just being able to do things that you want to do without having to worry about, if I do this, am I going to be able to pay my light bill?
Yes.
If I go take this trip to Paris, is it going to be like I have to cut off all my lights and everything?
Right.
I should be able to.
Well, how I'm seeing it though is, if I take this trip to Paris, do I have to use all my PTO from work?
Yeah, or something like that.
That's what I'm saying, because you're still going to work.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To me, the greatest achievement would be to be self-sufficient and not have to go clock in at a job.
But that's what I mean by financially free. You're not depending on
that's
any.
What you mean. That's what
you're not necessarily depending on any sort. But I don't feel like it has to be unlimited. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's enough for you to live the way you want to live, and that's subjective too, right? Because some people will be like, "I'm cool taking 2 trips a year." That's
Which
enough.
is exactly.
I don't have to travel every month or every week.
Which is exactly why right now I'm in the space to start investing in things and trying to get an ROI, return on my investment, to where I can live off my investments and that will open up time where I don't necessarily have to work. So if I take off, it doesn't matter if I have PTO or not.
Right.
I'm able to do it, and I still have other income
coming in. Got the money coming in.
Yeah. So I just feel like I'm content. I'm happy. We're doing, better than some and not as good as others, which is no comparison. I'm not saying that. But to say that where we're at for our family, we're not want for nothing. And even if we did, we've been in lower places than this before. We know we'll be fine. You know what I mean? We'll be fine no matter what position we're put in, of course. We're blessed to be in the position we're in now. And I'm sure in 5-10 years, we'll be in a better position. Maybe in a couple years, Joe's investments work the way he's hoping that they will. But I don't feel like any of that equals happiness, because I've been happy with, luckily never had to experience like being homeless or anything.
Right.
But I've been happy with less. My grandma, and you guys are from Bakersfield, she grew up down the street from the cemetery on Owens. It's pretty much the hood. It was in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, you know what I mean? And like I said, down the street from the cemetery in the hood. And I was happy there. It wasn't like I didn't fear for my life. I never went hungry. It might have been more of
you were a child though, weren't you? Or how old were you?
We stayed there until I was about 14, 15.
Oh, okay.
Off and on.
Right.
My mom bought like her first, well, not her first house. She bought another house when I was like a sophomore in high school. But we went back and forth. Like we stayed in apartments a couple of times, and we went back to my grandma's. One of those situations. Because my mom's single parent, so sometimes things happen where you have to.
You shortly moved back in with your grandmother when you're an adult as well.
Yeah, I did.
Before,
before we started dating. So I can remember then, cinnamon sugar bread, top ramen, fried bologna sandwiches. And I didn't feel like, dang, like we struggling. You know what I mean? It was,
Man, I thought
it was
the
what
greatest times.
so sometimes I still want some top ramen.
That's how I grew up, like my whole childhood. But that's what I was saying, though. I was a kid, you know what I mean? So you had less responsibilities. You were more carefree.
Yeah, but you see other kids have stuff that they ain't gotta have. They ain't gotta eat off the dollar menu, and you could say, dang, we're struggling, but but we,
which I would, of course, from time to time when you start to compare to others, you know what I mean? But they say comparison is the thief of joy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. I never heard that before.
Which is exactly why I never did compare myself when I was a kid. I was the most happy kid
because, and then one of my good friends said to us recently, and he's like, you never know what someone's going through. I know we've probably heard this before, but it set in with me because it's like that. Like we could be saying, dang, at least that person got, could get McDonald's on a daily basis. Yeah, but is their dad abusing them, or are they even at home? You know what I mean? Like,
it's not always
what's the sacrifice? Like, it's possibly none, but it's possibly a lot, and we don't know. But anyway, back to what I was saying. No, I don't think struggle equals happiness. I think struggle equals appreciation. But going off of what you said, maybe appreciation.
Yeah, exactly. If you take it one step further,
appreciation leads to happiness.
Yeah,
it does. Like gratitude is the mother of all like good emotions. Like if you really like look into it and you go step by step, it all leads back up to gratitude. And gratitude is the number one thing for happiness. At least that's what I've come to discover from my research.
From my research, is the same thing, which is why I always tell her you need to have more happy thoughts. You need to wake up. Gratitude creates the happy thoughts. It's the point that I'm saying. Yeah, what I'm saying
is the key
is
to the lock.
The happy thoughts are the appreciation thoughts. So like the appreciation thoughts, when you wake up, you're like, man, I'm not starving. I woke up every single day so far.
When I wake up, the first thing I do is I thank God for a good night's rest.
That,
you know what I mean? You can't take that for granted.
I'm able to wake up with my
or even wake up on this side of the grave. Period. Right?
Yeah, wake up at all. You got your pillows, you got your blankets, like you're warm or you're cool. You got the AC on, whatever. You know what I mean? Like just being grateful for those little things would lead to that true happiness.
Exactly.
But so then. Like I was telling you guys, off the air, was that this question reminded me a lot of one that we did previously when we talked about, do you need a purpose in life? You know what I mean? Like, do you have a purpose? Do you have to have a purpose? And so it reminds me a lot because if you have a purpose and you are working on that purpose, it's going to come with a struggle. Like it's nothing is ever easy. So, but when you're living in that purpose at the same time, when you accomplish a little more and a little more while you're living your purpose, you feel that happiness. So me, in a sense, the struggle is necessary in order to find happiness. And now I've realized that, mine's are similar to yours, where it creates gratitude. And you start to appreciate things more, and that's what's going to ultimately help you be happy. It's not the struggle necessarily, it's the gratitude. If my parents could have taught me since I was little, to be grateful for every little thing and just like instill that in my brain since I was born, like I would already have that gratitude mindset, and I would have less struggles. You know what I mean? Because it's all subjective, like we said.
It's all mental.
Exactly. And then, but similarly, how I answered the question before was, we don't necessarily need a struggle because we're human beings, and spiritually, we are already happy. Like our spirits are happy. They're eternal. They're with God. They're holy. They're everything, right? But the fact that we're in
our flesh.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that we're in the flesh and we got the brain and it processes feelings and emotions, that's what creates the feeling of unhappiness.
Yeah, because like you said, it's up to, what you could be happy with nothing. And like I said earlier, like, but we live in a capitalist society, in a world that says to have is to be great or to be successful. And so, eternally, a lot of us just strive for those things. Like, it's not negative necessarily. But that's what's pushed on our lives. Is like to be happy. You need
and
to
your parents
be rich.
pushed it on you too, because that's what was pushed onto them and to their parents, etc.
Forever cycle.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. My parents would have taught me the gratitude thing since I was little. The cycle would have got broken. You know what I mean? So whenever I have kids, if I do, that's the number one thing I'm going to teach them, since they're little, since before they could talk, is teaching them to say, when somebody does something nice for you, thank you, if you have something, and then just evolve and then just build on that, because to me, gratitude is the key to happiness, and the struggle is just subjective.
So be thankful for what you have, and if the question is, well, I have nothing, then but you have life.
You have life, you have breath, you got people that care for you, people that love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure.
Just know that because you're on, like I said, the side of the grave, that means things could change. You know what I mean? And you could be better. You have that opportunity, whereas other people do not. That are people who are deceased do not have that opportunity. The opportunity's gone. You know what I mean? So.
But then to the other side of that, there's some people that say, well, they're dead. They're not struggling anymore.
True.
You know what I mean?
I can understand that. But again, like you said, the struggle is subjective.
Yeah.
Because even though, we assume death don't feel anything anymore because none of us have been dead to say, but they don't get to see their family. Like I think about Joe's mom, like she has grandchildren that she never got to, well, I'm guessing Corey's kids maybe, but she never got to see Joe's kids, you know what I mean? Like that to me would be a struggle as a grandmother if and this is assuming that she would know that she does have grandkids.
Right.
If they're watching from the other side or whatever you want to believe
If
to
they
say.
retain their memories.
Yeah.
They retain the memories in the next life.
Yeah. So, and I think so because I think you're tied to someone, once you have kids or whatever the case may be. But, that would be a struggle to watch your kids have to grow up without you, and there's absolutely nothing you could do. So, again, we don't know, but I guess I could see what you're saying. Like, struggle equals gratitude, and gratitude equals happiness.
Right.
So
so that's what I'm saying. And in a sense, like I feel like you do need to struggle in order to achieve happiness. But like I said, if somebody could teach you gratitude and spirituality since you were little, and then because you'll see the world from a spiritual mindset rather than this humanistic, materialistic mindset.
And that goes back to what I was talking about, where if we in a perfect world, if everybody had that type of pushing onto us, and then everybody had that mindset, we wouldn't need to struggle to appreciate things.
Exactly.
We would just.
Because we'd see it
because we'd appreciate whatever we have, whatever that might be.
Exactly.
Less or more or whatever.
Yeah, that's what my thing in life. I try to get back to God as much as I can. Like that. If you get closer to God and you work on your spirituality and you get back to your true essence, that's where you'll find true peace and happiness.
Yeah.
See, I believe in like I said before, paying it forward and it's trying to give love as much as you can, because God is love, and so if you're constantly giving it out,
that's what God does. Gives us
I feel like there's no
day.
way you could be in the negative if you're constantly giving it out.
Yeah, straight up.
So
yeah, exactly. I think that kind of sums up that right there for me.
Yeah, I think it does. Do we have how many viewers we got? We don't got too many viewers today, but if you're watching this after, you're on the YouTube, on our Instagram channels, drop your comments below. What do you guys think? Do you think struggle is essential and necessary in order to be happy?
Yeah. So let's move on to our next segment, which is one of my favorite segments. Everything is my favorite segment.
The show is just dope.
This show is just great. Just do the damn thing.
and we are growing, so we're getting
Exactly.
closer to 200 subscribers.
Yes, very much so.
We're at 128, I think. So
Yeah.
it's not that far away.
Every day we're getting closer to our goals. But this next segment is called Today I Learned, where we learn some random facts. They may not be facts that we really care about necessarily. They may be funny. They may be something like, wow. But let's see what that is.
Let's hop into it.
Let's go.
Today I learned in the 70s and 80s, dead acidic lakes were fairly common in U.S., Europe, and Canada because of acid rain. The acidity in the lakes killed all microbes in aquatic life, resulting in crystal clear water that allowed the lake bottom to be visible. So that's actually a bad thing for lakes to be clearly visible.
Right, yeah, that's what I got out of this.
Because I always thought fresh water should be clear, because of, pollutants is what makes it dirty. But that's actually saying crystal water is bad.
Yeah.
That's great. And acid
Because
rain.
the acidity killed all the microbes in aquatic life, so you were able to see all the way through it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you need that aquatic life and all that stuff.
So you do need some bacteria and stuff like that.
What is acid
Probably not
rain?
a-
Do you guys know anything about that? Like, what causes acid rain?
It's pollutants in the air mixing with the rain, because the rain
The chemicals that are in the
yeah.
air fuses with the the rain.
Yeah.
And it just drops in.
as it drops into the atmosphere. It's like so.
Hold on, so there's less of it now, is what I'm getting out of this, because in the 70s and 80s.
Well, maybe not as much because you know what? Well, I mean, I'm guessing a lot of pollutants. The Industrial Revolution was way before that, but I was thinking that might be a reason, but not as much. But I'm sure I could just say for sure that after Industrial Revolution, I mean the as far as the requirements on businesses and pollutants were very laxed, and maybe that's where it kind of came to a height. I don't know if that's the case, but the problem is we don't get a lot of rain anyway. I think that might be another thing too.
Here,
is we don't.
California.
Period. Have you seen those like Google Earth pictures of like 20 years ago from now? Like places are drying up because we don't get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
And it's just getting hotter. Climate change, whether you believe it or not.
Well,
the Earth is telling us something is going wrong.
Yeah. But
So-
I've also seen that it's not just the Earth, though. It's the whole universe is getting hotter. Every planet is getting hotter. Like,
I wonder
the universe as a whole is just warming up.
That's pretty possibly. Too many stars. I don't know. Just kidding.
Today I learned about Dave Thomas, who was a mentee of Colonel Sanders, who came up with the idea for the rotating bucket sign and having the Colonel appear on TV. He later sold his stake in 4 of his franchises back to Sanders for $1.5 million. They went on to found a chain of restaurants called Wendy's.
Yeah, I was like, Dave Thomas, that's Wendy's.
Oh,
Before you
okay.
finish reading.
Dang, so he was a mentee of Colonel Sanders. What's the rotating bucket sign? What do you guys know what they're talking about?
Oh, KFC used to have a bucket that was on a spindle at their.
That sounds.
It's old.
Yeah, that sounds so familiar. I didn't really eat KFC like that growing up. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Unfortunately, I did. But
And to this day, I'm sorry if I had to pick. I mean, Wendy's doesn't make chicken like that,
Right.
But their chicken sandwiches, I'll go to Wendy's sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not.
honestly.
Today I learned in Germany, escaping from prison is not punishable due to freedom being a basic human instinct.
What?
I've read this before. It's not just in Germany. Excuse me. There's other countries that, like, if you manage to escape, like, they don't go look for you. Like, it's like, all right, good for you. Like,
Congratulations.
you got away.
Then it makes me wonder does that mean that it's easier or harder, and so they just say whatever?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's easier or harder. You're talking about to actually escape from prison? I don't know if it's easier or harder, but if you manage to somehow escape,
It's you just done.
it's
Out.
like
I know I saw too, like, and ties this a little bit. It's like somebody posted a meme and it was like, I'd rather go to jail in like Sweden. I don't know what place it was.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those, like Switzerland, Sweden, where they like live in houses.
Yeah, it looks like
I've
a
seen
freaking
that.
apartment.
Yeah, they live in apartments. They get like music classes and stuff like that.
You're like, what is this?
I don't know if that's for everybody, obviously. You know what I mean? But
Probably minor crimes.
yeah, like small
but
crimes, things like
places,
that.
a lot of those places have nowhere near as much crime as we do.
That's true.
well,
And their prison populations aren't as high as the U.S.
Yeah. U.S. has probably one of the highest.
So what we doing
prison
wrong?
systems.
It's the prison industrial complex, people.
Man,
Today I learned that streaking was so popular in 1974 that the song called "The Streak" by Ray Stevens made Billboard Hot 100 singles chart in the U.S., spending 3 weeks at the top in May 1974. It sold over 5 million copies internationally. Wow.
I've never heard that song. I imagine it's nothing about actual streaking, though, right?
Probably not.
I mean,
You know
I don't
what I
know.
mean? Like,
I don't know.
People were just playing it just because the name,
the word
you know
is
what I
in
mean?
the word is in it.
But it had nothing to do with actually
Why would
running
people out
weed
there
in public.
I mean, 70s. I mean, I guess that's why.
It was a different times, man.
The hippies and everything.
You're like,
A lot
yeah.
of acid, a lot of weed.
Maybe acid makes your clothes hot, and you just want to take them off.
Just take it off. Oh, you say why would they want to run nude?
Well, I'm during this. Why was it so popular in the 70s?
Right.
Everybody was on drugs. That's why. It's pretty simple. Today I learned the ice cream company Haagen-Dazs was founded by a Jewish American who wanted his brand to sound Danish to encourage the public to think the company was foreign. Interestingly, the word Haagen-Dazs has absolutely no meaning. The Danish language does not even contain the sound Z.
Wow.
So it doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
Except for bomb. It means bomb ice cream to me because Haagen-Dazs is pretty good.
Bomb ice cream. But like that takes some form of intelligence to create a word that's not a word.
But sounds like
what I'm saying? It sounds like it is a word.
Haagen-Dazs, man, that sounds like some shit right there.
I wonder if it's in the dictionary now under ice cream.
Right,
Ice cream
literally
word.
just the name of the ice cream. Doesn't have a meaning, just the name of the ice cream.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Today I learned that former CEO of Coca-Cola, Roberto Goizueta, was the first person to become a billionaire by being an employee and not a company founder or heir.
Huh.
What?
Maybe he had
How?
stocks.
I know that's what I'm saying. It has to do with stocks, not just from his salary of being the CEO. Wait, hold on. By employee,
former
not
CEO.
not a company founder. Okay, so just because you're CEO doesn't mean that you were a founder.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it had to be with his salary and the stocks.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
most companies you work for give you stock options,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
brands like that. I know I had them at Home Depot.
Shout out to Roberto. He got it out the mud. Started as an employee to a billionaire.
I mean, our when I worked there too, our CEO was a what do they call a lot attendant? He said when he first started,
a lot attendant.
which is the person that just pushes the
Yeah,
carts.
right.
Yeah.
Gets the cards, puts them inside and everything.
And he was
Yeah.
CEO of freaking Home Depot.
That's right. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Well, that was it for Today I Learned. Let's see if you guys learned anything. I learned a couple things.
You guys learned
Especially
anything interesting?
The acid rain thing. Was
The acid
interesting
rain.
to me.
Haagen-Dazs.
The Haagen-Dazs
Haagen-Dazs.
blew my mind.
Yeah,
like
that
they
was
literally made up a word and made it sound like a word.
It is not.
I'm gonna start telling people it
Means
means bomb ice
absolutely
cream.
nothing.
Bomb
ice cream.
Oh, it translates.
Bomb ice cream. Hagen is bomb. Dawson is cream ice cream.
You're like, I don't know how I'm supposed to go. Shoot.
Shit, something like that. All right, let's get into our next segment called Creative of the Week. And the creative of this week is actually our own OMG family hero right here.
Swallow.
Swallow. Introduce your song.
Yeah, so this song right here is the single off of my latest project that I just released. I think it's been out for like 2 weeks now. The Stay Focused EP. This song right here is Flame Too High. We shot this video at Canoodle Studios. Shout out to Jesse, Canoodle Studios. Yeah, man, dope song. It's out streaming everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your music. It'll be there. Swallow, Flame Too High. Drop your comments. Let me know.
If he did
Be honest.
be honest.
He's very honest, so you know.
So you got to be honest.
Be honest with your boy.
So let's get right into it.
Roll it.
Let's go. Careful cause I'll burn you. Hot to the touch. And the boys boiling up, but they haven't done enough. Been on the stove, sitting on the burner, looking for my time to shine. This might be my opportunity. You ain't never seen no mozzarella on some turkey. Stuck to my job, up and down like a burpee. So deserving the fruits of my labor. Always stayed 1,000 like a damn calculator. Grand manipulator, my triumph and successes. Came to claim mine, you can keep all the extras. Working for perfection, we can get acquainted. First class brother, laid back, high maintenance. Like how I take it. Swag with some confidence. Feel I done a lot, but I need more accomplishments. It's so astonishing watching me grow, cause I haven't gave up. I'm viewed like a hero. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Of course I've been discouraged, thought about quitting. Then I saw goals or a lifetime mission. Rise with my soul, now died, never finished. When I feel done, hit these beats to replenish. Give the boy a try, I've been patronized. I'm reluctant to lie just to fit them with them guys. Feel like I sense and I'm on a higher plane. So I'm never gonna fit, people mad that I've changed. What's a man to do, live a life of destruction? Look back 20 years and recall I did nothing, nah. That ain't what I do. Nonetheless, want the best, and I want that for you. Claim that I'm fake, and this act's a facade for some folks catching on, and the others move along. I'm the result of my own thoughts and actions, at peace with the source and the law of attraction. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Is my flame too high? Is my flame too high? Let me turn it down. Let me turn it down.
Well, there we go. That was Suelo, Flame Too High. Let us know down below in the comments if you did the damn thing. I think he did the damn thing. I like the song. What do you think?
I think he did the damn thing.
Okay, he did.
I appreciate it, guys.
It's definitely a
You guys
club
are being
banger.
nice. So you said a club banger?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if they played in the club. Like, just real quick, because like my music is like, it sounds like club, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's like not really clubbish.
It's meaningful club.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
That's a new brand?
Is that a genre?
Is that a new one?
I think I created a whole new genre where it sounds like club music, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's not shake your ass, touch your toes kind of thing. You know what I mean? Watch yourself.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
was it Cash Money Records still get down for 99 2000? It's way past 99 and 2000.
22 years later.
And people are
23
still
years
talking
later.
about, yeah.
But yeah, if you like the video, follow me right here, solo.omg on Instagram. I got much more content. I got more songs on that EP. Check it out, man. It's dope.
Yes, sir. So you think we're closing out right now?
Yeah, man. We'll go ahead and close it out.
Close it out. So thank you, everybody. You guys, I love every single last one of y'all. Comment down below, share, like, subscribe. And until next time on the next episode, we out. Deuces.
OMG. Well, we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open mind group so you know we won't fly.